Leaving Tennessee to go to California, not that bad. I don't know why, but I always, whenever I'm packing and I'm leaving for a trip, I always have a nagging feeling in the back of my head that I'm forgetting something. And 9 times out of 10, I'm actually not forgetting anything. It's just whatever it is. Maybe it's just the fear of forgetting something and having to fix it on the other end. But that's always present whenever I'm going somewhere. So I got up early today, like earlier than normal. Normally I'm a pretty early riser, but today was particularly early. Our flight's at 7:45, and we just want to have plenty of time to be able to go and kind of relax and not have to rush to get to the airport, because there's nothing worse than having to rush to get to the airport. The nice thing about these early flights is we get into LA at like 10 o'clock, so we pretty much have the entire day. When I was growing up, normally we always tried to get to the airport 2 hours ahead of schedule, and as I've become older and the more that I travel, I've found the less and less time I allow myself to have at the airport, mostly just because I typically know how long things are going to take, especially if I fly into the same airport over and over again, or I leave from the same airport over and over again. I know like how long that airport's going to take specific things, and I kind of push it to the limit and give myself as little time as I possibly can, so I'm not just sitting there. And we've like done other things to where we have TSA pre-checked, where that makes it a lot faster, and we live in a city center where the airport's only 10 minutes away, so obviously with those the factors in consideration, it makes the time that we have to be at the airport or have to leave for the airport much less. Also, apparently this is our pilot. The pilot that's flying us to LA. It's his last flight, and he's retiring after like 20-something years, which is special. All right, we're about to board. We have like 10 minutes left. We literally got our coffee 5 minutes ago, and I've been talking to you, and now we're about to board. So it worked out perfectly. When I was in college, I went to school in Virginia, and the commute from Virginia to California is exactly 6 hours by plane. And whenever I come back to LA, immediately I think that I'm going to be on a plane for 6 hours. The commute from Nashville to LA is actually 4 hours, so it's kind of like a little like surprise, or like a pleasant surprise every time I get on a flight to go home. If you've ever been on a plane for 6 hours compared to 4 hours, 4 hours is way better. Plane rides aren't that bad either. It's when they hit like 8 hours, that's when I kind of freak out, but 4 to 6 hours, no problem. That last scene also was on the rental car bus to go to the rental car parking lot, which we're currently at, and I'm pretty sure we've rented this car before. I will say one thing that I do conveniently forget, and maybe it's just my brain's way of like putting it out of my mind. I do conveniently forget the amount of traffic that is in LA. We've been sitting in traffic for a little over 30 minutes, and we've gone maybe 10 miles. Nashville has its own traffic problems, but it's not on as large of a scale as Los Angeles is. But I mean, that's just a small thing. Also, it's currently raining. Every time we come back, I feel like it rains at least one time within like the week or however long we're here. Like, look at this. Whenever we leave Tennessee, I'm filled with mixed emotions, because on one hand, I'm a little sad because we're leaving like where all of our possessions are, where our home is currently, like our cats and just everything else. But then, especially coming back to California, that was also my home and where I grew up for so long. So in a way, it feels like I'm going back. There's this weird being sad, but also being glad because I'm leaving, but I'm also sad that I am leaving, and it's hard to explain. Best thing that I can compare it to is when you graduate high school and you go back to that high school, especially if you like you don't live in that town anymore. There's this nostalgic feeling and this excitement going there and getting there. but you're also leaving like where you currently are in your current house. That's probably not the best example, but that's the best one that I can think of. All that to be said, it's great, and I'm glad to be back in California. And hopefully this rain isn't gonna last for very long. But even if it does, that's totally fine. I really do want to go to the beach though. That's like my biggest thing. My parents, where they live now, it's like less than a mile from the beach, so it's literally like walking distance, which is the biggest thing that I miss in Tennessee. I don't know if I've said that before, but that's the biggest thing. Leaving Tennessee to go to California, not that bad.